What's up everyone, Tim here from Everyday Tactical Vids, and we're continuing on with our Everyday Carry series. Today we're going to be talking about notepads. This is an item you can add to your everyday carry loadout. Now when you first hear notepads, you might think to yourself, why would I carry that? Because I've got a phone, I can write notes down on my phone, I could send an email to myself, I could record something on my phone if I needed to. Let me give you 5 reasons why carrying a notepad might be a good option for you. And if you're skeptical, that's all right, because I was skeptical too until I started actually carrying a notepad around, and then I was like, yeah, it's actually pretty helpful. So the first reason is that sometimes you might want to just take notes and you don't have your phone with you. The second reason that you might want to actually leave a note. So sometimes you might have to leave a note, jot it down on a piece of paper, tear it off, put it on somebody's windshield underneath their the windshield wiper, or leave a note for somebody else. You can't do that necessarily with a phone. Now it's true, you can text, you can send a note, you can leave a voicemail, things like that. But one of the main things I think that is great about carrying a notepad around is that it basically covers for the option of technological failure. What if your battery dies on your phone? What if something goes wrong with your phone and you can't take notes or send a message or send an email, whatever it is? So that's a third reason, is that technology just sometimes fails. A fourth reason is that you might actually want to do a sketch. Now you can do sketching on phones if you have the right apps or if you're good enough at it. But for me, I find actually drawing a picture of, like a map for somebody of an area or directions for somebody to say, here's what this road looks like, here's where you're going to turn. That's easier for me to do on a notepad as opposed to trying to do that on my phone, drawing out a sketch. The last reason is some people just like to be old school. Some people don't want to use their phone for every single thing. They want to use it for texting and phone calls, but when it comes to taking notes, they'd prefer something like this instead. What we're going to do now is show you a bunch of different options when it comes to notepads that you can add to your everyday carry setup. The first option we're going to talk about right here are field notes. These are 3.5 by 5.5. Inside they have a 48 dot grid on each page, and you can get them in this color, which is obviously blaze orange. You can also get them in black, OD. You can get them with kind of a wood coloration on the front. So lots of different options when it comes to that. These are very, very durable. I've used this for quite a bit, and I've been impressed. I just keep it in my back pocket. Even if I sit on it, I find that it doesn't get all beat up. They're very durable. They're windproof. They're waterproof. I'm not exactly sure what they mean when they say they're windproof, but anyhow, they are waterproof, and they're very easy to write on. It seems like it's a very nice and durable material that the actual paper is made out of. Now, I haven't seen these for sale individually, but $10 to get 3 of them, it's quite a reasonable deal. And then you'll find out quickly, do you like them, do you not like them, how often are you going to use them? So I would highly recommend these field notes. I've been very impressed as I've tested these out so far. Next up, we have a very inexpensive option. This will run you probably 10 cents to 20 cents, depending where you pick it up. But I've seen these for 10 cents at Walmart. This is just your basic, very simple memo pad. You can see it's 3 by 5, so it's very small. It does have this metal spiral binding on the top. Now, the upside to this is you're not paying a ton of money. So if you're like, I don't know if I really want to carry a notepad, you could buy a couple of these, or maybe even just one, test it out. If you like it, you can maybe upgrade to something else. If you don't, then you haven't spent a lot of money. The downside of these is that the paper is just normal paper, so it'll rip, it'll tear. If you write on it and it gets wet, it'll run. The other downside is I find if I keep these in a pocket, these metal spiral things start to get bent and it's hard to flip the pages. One possible option for carrying this is actually to put it in like a Ziploc bag and then put that Ziploc bag into your EDC bag. So your messenger bag, your sling bag, your backpack, whatever you're carrying, if you put this in the Ziploc and then in your bag, you're probably going to extend the overall life of this very simple memo pad. Again, the main advantage for this is that it doesn't cost a lot, and you can actually test out to see, do you like carrying a notepad around and do you use it often? Now this next option is for those of you who are out in all different types of weather, so sleet, snow, rain, etc. These are Rite in the Rain pads. Now comparing your basic memo pad to a Rite in the Rain pad, a couple things I want to note. First of all, this one is weatherproof. It has a kind of a nice weatherproof cover, and then also the paper is obviously weatherproof. The other thing is that even the spiral binding on the top, this is double spirals and these are singles, and this is just a stronger, more durable metal. So I don't think you're not going to have the same problem that you would with this as far as these memo pads kind of getting bent over and not keeping their form. Also, a cool thing about the Rite in the Rain pad is that on the back they have some information about them, and then they also have inches and centimeters, 2 little rulers on the back. Now, a cool option when it comes to Rite in the Rain pads is that you can get them in lots of different sizes, lots of different colors. The price range is going to be pretty broad depending on what size you get or what style you get. Here you can see the Rite in the Rain all-weather transit, and this also has that same type of binding on the side with the spirals. It also has on the back let's see, how long is that? About a 7-inch ruler on the back. This is called the All-Weather Transit. This is a similar one. This is the Universal Field Book. I got this from Optics Planet, and they actually partnered up with the Cornell Lab of Ornithology to put this one together. This one doesn't have that spiral binding down the edge, and also doesn't have on the back the little ruler. But you can see lots of different sizes. There's going to be a wide variety as far as your price of what you're going to be paying for these. But the best thing about them is that if you get the right, if you get a pencil or a Rite in the Rain pen, the writing that you put on these will stay, which is great. You don't have to worry about, losing it. The other thing is that I found that the binding on these is quite good, so it's not like you're going to accidentally rip the page out and then lose the page anyhow. So definitely check out Rite in the Rain. This could be a good option for you. If you're thinking, I don't have room in my basically my back pocket, my front pocket to carry one of those little pads, then maybe one of these larger size pads is going to be better for you, because you could put this in your car, in your EDC bag or something like that. Next up we have the Casemate 96-page journal. You can see right here 3.5 by 5.5, so standard size. You can pick these up at CVS, Rite Aid, Walmart, Target, places like that. They're going to be between probably $2 and $5 depending on where you get them. And this is, again, very simple, but it offers you better binding than the basic Memo Pad with that spiral binding that you can get for 20, 30, 40 cents. It looks like leather on the front. It's not, but it does have kind of a classic look as compared to the Rite in the Rain, which is a bit more, I don't know, modern, if you will. So these are worth checking out if you want something that's a little bit different. The other thing about these is that they are lined as opposed to having the dots like the field notes do. So if you want something with lines and kind of a more classic look, this could be something that's worth checking out. Here's the next one. This is the Cambridge Business Notebook. Some of the things that make this stand out: a little bit more rugged as far as the actual durability of both the front and the back cover. You do have this little elastic strap that goes around, so that'll keep it from opening up when you don't want it to open up. It does have a page marker, so if you're taking notes and then you got to close it up, you can put the page marker in to actually mark where you were when you were last writing. The other cool thing about this is that in the back of it, it has basically a little kind of a small manila folder built right into it. So if you want to, you can see that there. So if you want to store a few things actually in your little notepad, you can do that. I probably wouldn't put a pen or something like that in, because it would just make it bulky, but if you have to put some receipts, some notes, other things like that, this could be a good option for you. This one is lined as well, so if you prefer lines as opposed to the dots, this could be a good option for you. Price point for this is going to be probably $3 to $5, so very reasonable once again. Last up we have the Jace all-weather lined notebook. And one of the things that's nice about this one is that you get 5 of these for a little bit less than $9. So when you compare this to, in general, what you're going to pay for a bunch of the Rite in the Rain pads, these are less expensive. Now, one of the things that's interesting about this is that they include this little Velcro strap that I think is supposed to basically wrap around the notebook so that it stays shut, when you're not using it, but the Velcro strap doesn't actually fit. A nice feature of this one is that it has both horizontal lines that are complete and then dotted vertical lines, so you kind of have the best of both worlds. Something to note about these all-weather notebooks is that you can use just a standard Bic pen or something like that on them. The only disadvantage is that if they do get wet, that ink is going to run, as opposed to if you use a standard pencil, and then also if you use a Rite in the Rain pen. So just keep that in mind. They're certainly usable with your standard Bic pen. You're just going to lose the writing that you have on the pad if it does get wet. The Jace notebooks are 3 by 5, so they're a little bit smaller than some of the options that we've already showed to you, but maybe you want to get a bunch of them and hand them out to 4 of your friends and keep one for yourself. Well, then the 5-pack might be the right option for you. So we've just shared with you a bunch of different notebook, notepad options that you can have as a part of your EDC setup. Let's hear in the comments down below, what are you carrying when it comes to something to write notes down on? And do you like them? Do you not like them? Tell us why. Let's get the discussion going. Thanks for checking out this video in our Everyday Carry series. More videos coming soon. Please like, share, and subscribe, and check out all our social media options. Take care.